Good evening. Better late than never. Good evening. Welcome to Bitesize. Apologies for my lateness, and that's purely because the streaming platform that we'd used had logged me out, and I had to log back in. And yeah, anyway, it all got a bit confusing. I have, for those of you who are watching this live, managed to fix the camera, so the camera shouldn't move around tonight. If you watched last week's live show, you would have seen that the camera was dancing around the place. I think I've managed to fix that. Let me know if that works or not. So, welcome to our Monday live stream slash podcast. This goes out as a podcast, and I'm here to answer your coaching questions, your running shoe questions, just to hang out, chat about running, chat about what we've been up to, all that sort of thing. So, get that in there. If you're interested in coaching, head over to FORDYRUNS.com/coaching. We've got our own one-to-one coaching, which Ian, who's joined us tonight, and Dawn and some of the other guys and girls out there have been enjoying the fruits of their labour. Ian, for example, smashed the living daylights out of his PB yesterday in Yorkshire. So, yes, if you're interested in coaching, let me know. hello@FORDYRUNS.com. If not, then head over to FORDYRUNS.com/Cooper because you're going to get a free trial. On there, Mark was complaining about motion sickness last week with the camera, but we fixed it, Mark. So it was a one-time gig only. Thank you very much, by the way, for everybody who really liked our Marathon Talk show. If you haven't checked that out, Hayden and I recorded like a pilot episode of a podcast that we thought about doing, which was a little bit more marathon focused. Now, I appreciate everybody's, just because you're running, it doesn't mean you're into marathons. It's not for everybody, right? But as two people who like to train for these things and do these marathons, we thought we would do that more marathon specific podcast, and that will come out after all the huge feedback we got from everybody. We think that we will do that basically as and when we need a pre-record. I think that's the key to it. So yeah, I'll look at this. My watch has just come up. 40 easy day. You've had an easy day with plenty of relaxing moments. Consider doing some yoga or meditation. Another light, relaxing activity to help you improve your sleep quality. So after this, I'm going to do some yoga, meditation, and some other light, relaxing activity. I do wonder when that Garmin's come up whether eating crisps is considered light activity, because that's what I'm going to be doing after this. There we go. Right. So everybody who's joining us, thank you very much for tuning in live. Get your questions and comments in. I'm not sure how long we're going to be here tonight. I had 6 hours sleep last night because I got in a bit late from Yorkshire because all the trains were cocked up. I would show you. So whoever's asking me, these are still wet, by the way. So I ran the Yorkshire Marathon. I'm holding up to the camera the shoe I wore yesterday. I'm holding up to the camera the New Balance SC Elite version 4, which are unfortunately ruined. These are still wet. That's how bad the rain was yesterday. These are still damp from running in Storm. Was it Storm Ashley? I think it's called. So there we go. That's what I ran in yesterday. And look at them. Look, to be fair, if I showed you my Pro 4s, my Saucony Pro 4s, which I ran Berlin, they're all burnt out. Like I've smashed the living daylights out the outside them. But look at the wear and tear on them. Amazing, isn't it? So very, very good shoe. We are going to do a follow-up video on... Oh, I just got crap all over my desk. We're going to do a follow-up video on the New Balance Elite. Look at this. Look at them. Look, they're absolutely... Look. Such a nice colorway, and I've ruined them. But yeah, we're going to do a follow-up. Look, just seen on the heel as well. I've just ruined these beautiful shoes. But yeah, we're going to do a follow-up video on them. I might even do it. Let me know. I've ran in 3 different. I've done 3 marathons this year, and I've worn 3 different shoes. I wonder if I should do a video on that as well. Let me know. See what you think. What else have we got coming out on the channel this week? It's a really good question. I've got to be honest with you. Oh, we've got a winter, like a winter running shoe video coming out. So that's coming. Oh, it might even be tomorrow. I think. And then we've got I think a New Balance video this week. Just having a look now. Should have probably prepared better for this live stream while you're loading up the questions. Yeah, so this week we've got the best winter running shoes. That's coming on Tuesday. Then we've got the New Balance. like the best New Balance shoes of 2024. And then Saturday's video, I've got to put some thought into. And the Yorkshire Marathon vlog will come out on Sunday. So there we go. That's everybody up to speed. So let's dive into the questions and comments. So I'm not sure how long we're going to be on for. So if you've got any like running shoe questions, coaching questions, if you didn't know, if this is your first time listening to this, tuning in live, I am a qualified running and athletics coach. Okay. And I'm lucky enough to coach some amazing runners. Some of them are joining us tonight. So yeah, if, we do talk some of this stuff with a little bit of sort of background behind it, not just splurting stuff off because we're on YouTube. So let's crack on. So yes, Ian, already mentioned Ian tonight. It's an amazing PB yesterday in what were the most awful conditions. Thank you, Dawn, for supporting yesterday. I love this. Chairman Antelope, a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. I absolutely love that. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I particularly enjoyed the second series. People like hated the whatever it's called, that Rings of Power. I really enjoy it. I'm not like a super geek or anything like that, but I really enjoy it. Evening Cowboy, evening Gary, Sound of Vision. Thank you very much. And camera's behaving itself. I don't know. I kind of missed the camera going a bit like out there. Even just so many people coming. Okay, thanks to everybody who's joining us live. I really do appreciate it. Come and run Edinburgh with me. I fancy doing the Edinburgh half, but then I remembered what a ball ache it is at the finish. Now I don't know whether it's. I'm guessing it's the same finish line, the Edinburgh half, as the Edinburgh Marathon, but it was an absolute ball ache to get back home. Into Edinburgh town after doing it. So that kind of put me off in a way. I wish it finished in town, mainly because I'm lazy. But I really wish the Edinburgh Marathon, which was a great event, tough course, didn't particularly care much for the course. Well, I really didn't care for the course. But I enjoyed the people of Edinburgh. I just think it would be better if that finished back in town. I think that would be pretty awesome. So if you could get that arranged, DT, then I'll come back and do it. No, Sue was late, Lee. She was definitely late, and congrats to the weekend in Yorkshire. Yeah, no, Sue was late. Big Herm's in the house. You're right, legend. Absolute legend. Thanks for tuning in, brother. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you follow Herm Runs on Instagram. It's just, it's just an amazing human being. A lot of love for Yorkshire. I tell you, it was really nice getting up to the sort of another part of the country. I've really enjoyed traveling around this year. I've not got, well, I went to Berlin, but not really got overseas like I did last year. I'm going to be back next year in Chicago, but mainly to hang out with Herm. But I've really enjoyed getting around this year, been all over the place, like Wrexham, Manchester, Yorkshire, up and down. I need to get down to the south of the country. That's my aim for between now and the end of the year. I'd love to get down to somewhere like Exeter or somewhere like that and do like a park run down there or something. That would be the sort of, then I've sort of ticked off all the boxes, if that makes any sense. So that would be pretty awesome. So, but yeah, it's been really cool traveling around and seeing everybody. So yeah. Music Runner, I really enjoyed the marathon podcast. I'm intending 2025 to run my first marathon. Which one are you looking to do, Music Runner? Let us know. Carl's from Atlanta. He's joining us. That's pretty awesome. 8 weeks out from my first marathon. Good luck, Carl. Keep us posted how you get on. Two Sheds Glenn missed all the bad weather because he was in Mallorca for the half marathon. What a lucky devil. Great run in the Saucony Pro 4s. Got 7th in my category. Well done, mate. Interestingly, Two Sheds Glenn, let us know what the wear and tear is like there. If I had mine, I would show you mine, how much I've chewed them up on the outside. What's the difference between the Ghost and the Launch? Not much. They're both not particularly good. I would say stay away from them and go for the Ghost Max or one of the Hyperion shoes. They're quite firm, both of those shoes. I think anything over 3 miles, you might live to regret it. So I would say the versatility of the Ghost Max 2 is as a daily trainer is better. But the Hyperion 2 is a great workout shoe. Hyperion Max 2, Hyperion Hyperion Max 2, yeah, is a great, let's say, super trainer-ish. It's a great shoe that you can do everything in. Some guy absolutely rinsed me on the comments on one of my videos today, said that the shoes are terrible, and everybody who's giving a positive review on the Hyperion Max 2 is obviously getting handed money by Brooks and all this sort of stuff. Really went to town. I don't know what he's like been smoking, but I think the Hyperion Max 2 is a good shoe. And it's what's amazing is how many people I'm seeing running races in them now. Again, go forward, go back a couple of years, no one would ever run a race in something like that from Brooks. So shows you how far they've come. Mick, eating crisps is the best part of relaxing. You're too right, my friend. I am gonna be on that. Mick, I knew you'd like that. That's got your name written all over it, son. That has. Really has. Although they're really heavy because they're wet. They are even heavier. This is a heavy race day shoe. The SC Elite 4. It's a heavy shoe. Shall we weigh them? Okay. Again, these are still wet or damp from yesterday's marathon, right? Which was like the worst conditions I've ever run a marathon in. So, what do you want? Ounces or grams? I'm going grams. These are currently 295 grams. 295 grams. So in ounces, what's that? About 10 and a half ounces in it, something like that. So it shows you how heavy they are with the water. I mean, I think they're about 9 ounces, something like that, usually. But yeah. So put them back under there. Okay, moving on. So yeah, great test of the kit yesterday. Yeah, it was a good. I had some New Balance half tights on. 40 runs top, base layer. Hero. Hats are coming in, by the way, people. If you want a 40 runs hat, new hats coming. Also got some other really cool stuff coming. I'm so psyched about it. Neil, I think is Dad that runs. A Dad that runs. Neil A Dad that runs. Really enjoyed the marathon show with you and the Hobbit. Thanks for the recommendation of the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. Got them. Smash 5K PB in it. There you go. So whoever wrote that nasty comment that I'm getting paid by Brooks and every reviewer out there is getting bunged money. It's like there was a guy the other day on one of the videos comments. He commented, I mean, you got maybe just some people are just naive, but he was like, yeah, these 3 channels. I think he went Ben Parks, Ed Bud, and somebody else. Oh, because they buy their own shoes. Now, Ben Parks 100% buys his own shoes, and I absolutely respect him for that. But Ed Bud, for example, gets sent shoes like me. So I just don't understand the comment. Like he doesn't like. I was miles down the list. Doesn't trust or something. I can't remember what the words he was because I get sent the shoes. I don't care what I say. I really couldn't give a shit what I say. And as I think you guys all know, I've been struck off by brands for the stuff I've said, but I simply don't care. But to say that some of those other channels don't get sent the shoes, oh, Andy Forrester Dean, and I love Andy Forrester Dean, he gets sent shoes from Brooks. So, he's done stuff with Pro Direct. So, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what people are smoking. Anyway, let's move on because that doesn't make any difference to my life. Gary, thank you for the tip on the Puma Magnify 2. A great shoe and a bargain for 58 quid. Yeah, last week, if you missed it, we've done a classic now on this live stream. I went on to startfitness.co.uk and found somebody a pair of shoes. But yeah, so get over there and smash. Use the code 40 runs. Janet, evening 40. Evening, everybody. Sorry. Long run question. After about 15 kilometers, my shoulders and upper body feels really heavy. Any more core work needed? Maybe. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely focus on that kinetic chain. Work on everything. Upper body strength is just as important as your lower body. Try and switch the days, I would say. Try and do upper, one part of the week, lower on the other, and mix them up. But definitely get some upper work done. Get strong, people. Get strong. Ian, legend. Hope you enjoyed Yorkshire. I've got a shoe question. The Edge Paris or the Sky Paris for April in Paris? A lot of Parises in there, Ian. I used the Boston 12 for my last marathon, but I did find them a bit hard. Yeah, they are hard. I don't know, Ian, this is not to fob you off at all. I have done a video on the differences from a normal human being's perspective on the Paris and the Edge. I'd recommend you check that out, where I speak about the differences that I found. again, no whole, no bullshit. Try and explain it as best I can in the most sort of non-nonsense way. Yeah, so have a look at that video, and that might clear it up. If you're still struggling, then let's have a chat about it anyway. But have a look at that, my friend, and then let's come back to me on that one. Simon, first run back this evening after running a 3:13 PB in Chicago. Wow. Hope your recovery goes well to everyone who ran in Yorkshire. Yeah, I'm probably going to run on Saturday. I think I'm going to go and do park run on Saturday, or I might now because I've got a few weekends off. The jobs are coming in from the boss. Cut the grass, clean, get the carpet clean. The carpet vac thing. I've got to do that. I've got to do some painting. All the jobs are lining up. So I'm away in November. But yeah, I've got a few weekends that I think are already being utilised. So I think I'm coming back to running on Saturday. But well done on the PB. I'm looking forward to going to Chicago next year. Make sure you come and join us. Evening 40, Boston 12s on order for an everyday running shoe. What are we saying? Velocity Nitro 2, worth getting the threes. Velocity Nitro 2. Yeah, I mean, it's a great shoe. It's a. I prefer the Rebel 4, but they're a lot more money. It depends what you're after. If you're after something and this is not the bad way. I'm not trying to do down on the shoes, but a basic daily trainer. I think the Velocity provides great value. Narrow shoe provides great value as a basic daily trainer that will do all the bits and bobs. If you want something with a bit more cush, then you go 1080 version 14. If you want something a bit more racy, then you go like Rebel 4 or Adidas SL, SL2, Adizero SL2. That's probably the way to go. But the Velocity Nitro 3, great shoe, just narrow. Just watch out. It is a narrow fit. All Puma shoes this year are narrow fit. Yeah, great to meet everybody. We did a group run on Saturday in Yorkshire, which was great fun. Big shout out to Up and Running in Yorkshire for doing that for us. We really appreciate that. Said hello to, this is from Conrad, said hello to you on course yesterday, Chris, and thanks you for the Super Blast 2 recommendation. A lot of people went Super Blast 2s yesterday. It was a Super Blast 2 day yesterday. They were excellent, ran 3:33 despite dying in the last 4 miles. I'm not surprised you died in the last 4 miles. That was tough out there yesterday. And again, actually, it's a good point. I just want to say, actually, thanks to everybody who said hello to me this weekend. I was in a different part of the country and, traveling around. And it really does mean a lot to everybody who says hello, comes up, says, I've listened to the podcast or really enjoy the channel or all this sort of stuff. And I was a lot of that out on course yesterday and while I was in Yorkshire and in Manchester, to be fair. I genuinely really do appreciate it. That's not bollocks. That's me being sincere. I thank you very much. We really do try hard to be the everyday runners sort of home. No BS. We've got the club that's for everybody to be a part of, all abilities. From Mr. Sanderford who finishes top 30 of the Vitality 10K to those absolute heroes who are getting off the couch to 5K or maybe doing their first marathon in 8 hours. We're trying to be for everybody. We offer free clubs across the country from Exeter up to Carlisle, and then if you can't do that, you've got the free global run clubs. We try and create something that everybody can be part of with no barriers. So, and everybody who's responded to that, I just want to say thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate it. And I love the fact that I can go to a race and then I'm going to know somebody there. And that's the reason why I started 40 Runs, as somebody, who quite openly has, all the stuff that I have, all the new rider versions stuff that I have. It means a lot, in terms of my anxiety on race day and things like that, to know somebody's there. So, even standing the queue to go to the toilet on at Yorkshire, I was standing there with the girls from Wakefield, our Wakefield club. Brilliant. That's what it's all about. It's special. So thanks to everybody. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. Okay. Chris Smith had a rough few weeks and have been doing zone 2 work. Okay. Today I cowboyed up and beat my 5K time by nearly 4 minutes. Wow. I think it's my hero name. There you go, Chris Smith. What a legend. Well done, brother. Well done. Yeah, zone 2 works good. Get some of that aerobic base built up. Yeah, well done, Alfie, yesterday. Good job. Okay. What's this? A nutrition question. Now, I'm not a nutritionist. It might surprise some of you. And if you watch Sunday's vlog, you'll see why I'm not a nutritionist. Um, honestly, Sunday's vlog, the Yorkshire Marathon, is unbelievable. Right, nutrition question from Carl. Is it best to use two different types or flavors of gels to make sure your gut has something different in? Um, I would say this is very much a personal thing in terms of you as a human, or he's asking whether it's just used the same thing. So, me personally, yesterday in York Marathon, I used 5 Kendall mint gels. Now, if you use the code 40 runs at Kendall Mint Company, you're going to get some money off of them gels. I use them because they work for my gut with the mint and stuff like that. And then I had a high five gel at mile 19. I mixed that up, and that was a caffeine gel. Mainly, I only used a high five one because I've used all my Kendall mint ones. But I used a high five caffeine gel that was out on course. So that's what I did. I knew high five were going to be out on course, so I wasn't stressed about it. But I didn't do that because of mixing up the flavors or anything like that. I know people who do that, but I think you've got to trial it in your long runs and see how you get on. I always use the same thing, but that's just me. And I think it's everybody's got to be individual. Depends how your gut is, but whatever you're doing, trial it in your long runs. That's key. All right. But good question. Chris, sorry. Have you done the Rome half? No, I've just signed up for it. Or do you have any other European halves to recommend? I would say, Chris, I don't know how cheap they are, but everybody in the club, 40 Runs Running Club, is going nuts for these super halves. I'd really recommend we talk about them on the podcast on a Friday. If you're not listening to that, I would recommend you do that. But yeah, we're as a club really getting into these super halves, and they're really taking off. Kind of a bad example, but the Cardiff half, which is part of that series, sold out within, I think it was like 8 hours, or not even less than that. Bang, gone. So I would have a look at some of those. The super halves, really good stuff going on there. Done that one. Hang on, I've missed a few now. Okay, back. Right, 40. Would you recommend the Royal Parks half marathon? Is it better than the crappy big half? I would recommend the Royal Parks half marathon to do it once. I'd always go in, if you're, into your running and stuff like that. I'd always recommend going into the ballot for the Royal Parks half marathon to do it once. For me, it's a bit boring after you've done it a few times because it feels just like a big park run. It's well organized. It's lovely, some of the stuff you run about, but you do run a lot around the streets of London before you actually head into the park itself and the parks. So it's all right. It's a good one to do. Is it better than the big half? I'd say they're equal. The big half is bad because the cobbles and stuff like that, and the finishing in Greenwich is just a nightmare. I think the Royal Parks half marathon is extremely well organised. It's put on by the same people. It's extremely well organised. It's nice to run around the parks when you finally get in there. I think you get in there I swear you get in there at like 7 miles or something like that, and run that last bit around there. But yeah, it's good. If you've not done it, do it as with everything. Gary, this is an interesting question, Gary, because we were talking about this yesterday. Would you ever consider the Loch Ness Marathon? No. After doing Yorkshire yesterday, we was talking about, because parts of it were a bit boring. And I appreciate, the crowds weren't out because it was peeing down. It was a storm. It wasn't safe to be out. But there were parts of it where and it felt, I was saying, because I was running with Zoe and Paigey, and I was just saying it felt a little bit like the Chelmsford Marathon. Again, not a bad thing, but it just felt a bit like, one of those sort of events. So I was like, I need stuff to keep me entertained. I need crowds. I need stuff that sort of, just keep me going. And I don't mind it because I was battling yesterday the elements, and I was just out there cocking about, really. So that put a different twist to it. But I think if that was just a normal weather day, I think I would have got bored very easily. And that's nothing against the race itself, Yorkshire Marathon, because it was a cracking event. So yeah, the Loch Ness Marathon, I think I don't know whether it'd be enough to get me inspired up there, to be honest. What would you recommend? This is from James for a first time marathoner, hopefully mid to low fours. Love Brooks Asics, looking for a 180 to $200 shoe. First time marathon run. I would go and get the Super Blast. Super Blast 2. Get the Super Blast 2. First time marathoner. You can do all your training in it. You can race in it. Whoever it was earlier said they ran 3 something or other stupid in the Super Blast 2. So I'd get the Super Blast 2. Oh, I thought of you yesterday, Richard. Smashed the PB at the Duxford Dash yesterday. With the weather as it was, mainly, I tell you what, when I saw that was yesterday. So the Duxford Dash is a historic sort of air museum airfield in the UK called Duxford. Look it up. It's quite famous. And I've done the Duxford Dash, and the day I did it, it didn't say it was windy. But when I went onto that airfield, it felt like it was like hurricane. So to go on there yesterday when there was a storm, unbelievable. So I take my hat off to you for running a PB on that course yesterday, because that must have felt like you was in a tumble dryer. Honestly. Oh dear. Oh, Beth, actually here, I'm talking about Carlisle. We've got a club up in Carlisle. If anybody wants to join it, make sure you get up there. Beth's a local legend up there. It's almost a celebrity now. She's getting to celebrity status. I'm an on girl and was before it got trendy. So you're a trendsetter. But considering get a pair of carbon plated shoes for races, I'm a 6. Need to be a nice colour and good cushioning. I would stay away from on-running shoes. We've discussed the Cloud Monster 2, which I don't think is a bad shoe. I just think it's a little bit more sort of suited for like casual wear. I'd be interested to know, Beth, what would, because you're only there's like nothing of you, a tiny little thing. So I would say something like an Asics, one of the Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris or something like that, nice and light, so you feel like there's nothing underfoot and you're just like smashing the life out of it. I could see you in a pair of them. Nice colorway. They got some good colorways. So maybe them. Yeah, I could see you in them. Depends if you've got them in pronation, because they're really skinny in the heel and it's a very soft foam. James just hit 205 half in the Tri-Noosers. Good shoe. There we go. There he is. Speedy pants himself. Come down to Exmouth. Really nice flat one in the southwest. Better than Exeter Park Run. So Exmouth Park. There you go, Michael. So that maybe that's what we try and do between now and the end of the year. I'll come down and run that with you. But I'm not running at your pace. If anybody knows, Michael runs like about a 12-minute park run or something stupid. So I'm not coming down to do that pace. You could actually probably do it twice and then I'd still be going. I've only used, so coming back on the speed on the Pro 4 from Two Sheds Glen, I've only used them so far for the GNR and that race. Yeah, see, I'd use my Pro 4s, the blue ones, you know, and Berlin, and I used them for GNR and Berlin. And honestly, I'll show you them next week. If you remind me, I'll get them out. But it's really bad. I'm so tempted to give them back to Saucony and just show how much I've shredded them. The outsole, in terms of around the XT900, I've really chewed them up. And I say I've only done Berlin and the Great North Run in them, so I'm a bit disappointed. Jordan CD92 Guide 17 versus Hurricane 24. 2 different shoes. The Hurricane 24 is not a stability shoe. It's a stable platform, right? It's not sold as a stability shoe. It does have elements of stability within it. Bear with me, because of the 2 foams that are in there and the way they build it up slightly on the medial side with the Power Run midsole and the Power Run PB. But the Power Run PB is not the same stuff that you get in the Speed 4. Whoever says it is, they need their edge test. It's definitely the different stuff. I don't care if you're from Saucony. I'm going to argue till the cows come home. It feels totally different. But it is set up differently. So it's not a stability shoe, but it's a stable ride, where the Guide 17 is set up as a stability shoe. So it depends on your pronation needs. Okay, that's the key difference. I really like the Hurricane 24 and I really like the Guide 17. Both good shoes, but both different. Depends where you are on the scale of stability. All right. Palmer. Right. I've just seen the time. Your Mick's gonna be having a heart attack. Ran Yorkshire yesterday. How on earth do I stop fading 4 miles from the end of marathons? I would look at whether you're overtraining or undertraining. I would look at what you're doing in terms of your long runs. I'd look at how much work you're doing with it target pace. It's purely stamina. It's a stamina thing, and also look at your fueling. But a lot of it comes down to your stamina. Usually, if you're fading at a late part of the race, it's usually because you haven't done enough work on some of that stamina. That's usually what it is. Obviously, get in the gym, get stronger. That's the key to all this. But yeah, I would have a look at that. Tom Wilson, saw you yesterday, overtook you, but you guess you weren't giving it all your all. Face green, smiling. No, I definitely wasn't giving it my all yesterday. I was taking it very easy. But about mile 21, Berlin showed up in my legs and went, "Hi, Fordy, do you remember me? Yeah, you ran me 2 weeks ago, wherever it was. I'm going to kick your ass now." So I ran, walked it in. So yeah, that was it for me. I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to be trying to run a time at Yorkshire. And secondly, in those conditions either. Yesterday is about experience. If you've ever run, and it's a good point actually. Sometimes you train for something and you turn up and the conditions are what they are. And you have to have the experience and have to have the sense to understand that this is not going to necessarily be your day. So you have to have a strategy on how you're going to deal with what's in front of you. Now, I ran yesterday conservatively. I ran within myself, and I already had a strategy in place in what I was going to do. Bear in mind, I had run a marathon a couple of weeks before, but I knew through experience what I needed to do to get that done yesterday. I knew what I had to achieve, what splits I needed to run to get that done because I have the experience of doing multiple marathons. Sometimes you have to respect the distance and the climate and the conditions and everything else that's being thrown at you. It's like it was really, really hot. Same thing. You have to respect that and go, you know what, today is not my day. And there will be another time to go for it. And that comes down to experience. And that's something a lot of people and a lot of runners don't understand. And you can become better runners by understanding that and having the confidence to go out there and go, you know what, I'm not going to run that today. I'm going to run this because I'm going to go and do that at X and I'm going to use that training block for that. That takes a lot of understanding of yourself as a runner. And again, that comes from my experience. Obviously, I'm a coach as well, so I understand that sort of stuff. But it takes a lot, yeah. Just to not go out and just throw everything at it and wonder why the wheels fell off with 6 miles to go. Well, it was a tough day yesterday. So let's use the block. We've had a successful block. Let's have a real confidence boosting race. Understand, and work within myself and feel good when I finished. Like yesterday, I finished and like not been horrible, but felt like I could have carried on for 6 miles. That's how you want to feel if you're trying to do what I did yesterday, and that's the key. Having that knowledge and experience, because then that will make you a better runner. Because on that day that the conditions are right, you feel good. The course is there to set up for you. You're in free air. That's the day that you push. That's the day that you go for it. Having that experience and understanding and knowing yourself as a runner will only improve you. Okay. Every idiot can go out there and try and run hard every single time, but that's not always going to work. You're not going to improve as a runner, especially marathons, which are so hard. Don't ever underestimate them. Conrad, was Yorkshire weather? Yes, it was worse than London in the rain because you had the wind as well. That's what was worse. Okay. What are your opinions, thoughts on Sydney Marathon becoming the 7th major? All good for that. I really don't care, to be honest. More the merrier. If it gets more people running, I'm all for it. Alf, don't read I read the comments, Alf, because I like to respond to people who comment on my videos. I think it's the least I can do. If people take the time to comment, unless they're a complete moron. Then there's quite a lot of them out there, it appears. Even some YouTubers, but there's sometimes you ignore them. But I personally try and respond to as many comments as I can on my videos. That's just me because I think it's just a nice thing to do. So yeah, even even if someone's having a go at me, I try and defend myself a little bit. Sometimes you just think to yourself, it's just not worth it. Mrs. just dropped $200 on the Glycerine Max and smashed half marathon PB. Wow. Brilliant. 204 to 157. That's great news, James. Great shoe. Great shoe. Pagey, Mr. B-Roll himself is still drying out from yesterday. Well done on the marathon in that weather, Mr. Ford. Loving the Super Blast 2s, but looking for another shoe, another race, another marathon, another pair of Super Blast 2s. Let me know. I know, Mick, this is brilliant. I've had a brilliant idea, right? I'm doing a rain dance for the rest of the week, hoping that Saturday it rains. Because then when she says, why didn't you cut the grass? I say, well, it's raining. I can't go there when it's raining. Put my feet up and watch Formula One. Hero. Thank you very much for all the love. You'll get Ben to do it. Is there much difference between the Adidas Pro 3 and 4? I've not tried them yet, Zach. I will be getting my hands on them soon, and then I will let you know. So I can't comment on them until I've tried them, and I'm looking forward to. Paige is looking for some pace on 5K. How to pace a 5K? With a 5K, you've just got to go out hard and hang on. We spoke about it on the podcast on Friday, live stream. If you've not checked out, listen along on a Friday. But I would, we spoke about that. You just got to go out and hang on for dear life. Right. SC Trainer from New Balance or anything better out there at the moment. I really like the SC Trainer 3. Really like that shoe. It's just so expensive. It really is. I just wish the New Balance shoes were like the right price. 260 quid. I'm looking at the Elite. 230 quid for the trainer. They're too expensive. You can't pay that. I'm so lucky I get sent this stuff, right? If I wasn't getting sent this stuff, I wouldn't buy it. It's too expensive. Who's got 260 quid to spend on a pair of running shoes? You just got to be nuts. I get sent this stuff. I'm super lucky. So, SC Trainer 3, go and buy the Brooks Hyperion Max 2, Boston 12, another super trainer that you can get cheaper. There's just no way to justify 230 quid, even though the shoes from New Balance, the SCs, are brilliant shoes. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. That shoe, the Elite, was fantastic yesterday in that weather. Absolutely fantastic. But it's 200. Who's got 260 quid to pay on a pair of shoes apart from Hayden? Hi from Spain. You are on fire. Thank you very much. Ian's out there advertising. Well done on the marathon, Andrew. I'm loving my Super Blast 2s, but looking for another long, easy type shoe. Love the Nimbus. Yeah, Glycerin Max is a good shout. Or the Mag Max from Puma. You're welcome, Alf. Appreciate it. I also appreciate you sticking up for me as well. Hi, Fordy. I've got wind issues. Don't laugh. I can't run in it. No stamina. Pace goes to pot, and I struggle both physically and mentally. How do you manage, and can I practice it? That's a mental thing. Firstly, you need to get over that mental obstacle of running in that tougher conditions. Also, look at your breathing and manage your breathing a bit better. You find that some people get ahead of themselves with their breathing. So yeah, try and get on top of that. But yeah, just get out there and practice in it. Just run slow in it. What a day yesterday. Got a PB. Met plenty of 40s on course. Didn't get to meet you, but shouted a couple of times when passing. Hope you had a good day. Thanks very much, Mike. I appreciate any shout outs I got yesterday. Honestly, it was great. Evening, Chris. Struggling to get hold of any long run shoes in 9.5. Can't get the Super Blast, SC, or Glycerine. Any suggestions, as they always seem to be out of stock? I'll just wait. There a lot of restockings coming in November. So just wait for that. Yeah. A lot of stuff. A lot of restocking, as far as I'm aware, coming. So keep an eye out. Hi, Fordy. Thanks for putting out helpful content. You're welcome. Are there any half marathons you would recommend in the UK for November, December? No. Take the time off, do some work in the gym, get stronger, get fitter, do some speed work, get on the treadmill, smash out some intervals, but get in the gym, get stronger, work on some of that stuff. Um, and yeah, no, get ripped, ready for January to go to war in January and February. That's what I would do. I don't think there's any good reason to go out there and do a race in November, December. Really, don't get me wrong. I've got a couple of 10Ks and things like that. I've got a 10 miler and stuff like that. But honestly, spend your time, money, and effort in the gym. Hardcore. Hope that was helpful. I've always worn Brooks, Blue Eye Boy, Glycerine 20s for my long runs. I have Puma Deviate Nitros and some Saucony Endorphin Speed. What would you recommend for a long run shoe? Super Blast 2. Because Super Blast 2, you wouldn't need to wear your Glycerine 20, and you could probably sack off the Deviate Nitros, to be honest. And you could use your speed for your speed work and maybe some of the goal pace work on longer runs. But Super Blast 2 could do that. To be honest, Super Blast 2 could do all the work those three shoes do. Put that out there. Ran Yorkshire Marathon over the weekend and pulled out at 2:57. Chuff for considering the weather. Saw your crew out and about. Well done to everyone. Well done, Alex. Yeah, it's a top effort. I met Michael at the Burnham Half. Lovely chat. Love it. Evening 40, 3 months into my running journey with a 5-week injury gap in between. Your video injury and channel in generally helped me get back to running. I appreciate that, Russell. Thank you very much. If you've not seen that, I did a video on how I came back from my calf tear. A lot of love for that video, so thank you very much. Make sure you share that with everybody who's injured. And he follows up with, any recommendations on a trainer that I can use to train for the London Marathon, 10K races plus park run? Guess what I'm going to say? Starts with Super and ends in Blast 2. If you're training for the London Marathon, that's probably the one shoe. If you can't get hold of it, the Hyperion Max 2 from Brooks is a fantastic shoe. Yeah, it does take a little bit to break in. It is on the firmer side, but that's an alternative. If you're absolutely loaded, then buy the SC Trainer 3. But that's, you've got to have more money than sense, really. John, he finds it hilarious when people moan about you being biased towards certain brands. They obviously haven't listened to you slating practically every brand when we're quite. Yeah, exactly. Hayden's got a list of the brands that I basically don't talk to, won't get on with. So I always find it funny. I think there is a general consensus out there that people hate running influencers, which I do as well, because they're all full of shit. You've got a lot of running YouTube channels that look, the old things back that that just don't even run in the shoes. Will do like 5K and then put out a video on them and all that sort of stuff. I get all that, you know what I mean? So I appreciate there's a lot of skepticism around stuff. I fully respect Ben Park because he does buy all his own shoes. And I just think you've got to respect that man for doing that and sticking to his principles. I simply can't afford to do that. I'm very lucky. I get sent a lot of shoes. So I'll review what I get sent and I'll give it an honest opinion. That's all I can do. And you can follow me on Strava and see what I'm running. You know that I'm running marathons. You know that I'm doing the mileage because I'm training for marathons. I'm doing races and events. You're seeing me at races and events. So it's not like I'm just the guy who does like shoe reviews, doesn't even go to any events. I'm there. I'm pretty visible. So I don't think I can be any more honest and open about it. So, but I do appreciate there's a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of bullshit out there. People also love to hate on people as well. So, crack on. That's the world we live in. There's a lot of jealousy out there. I don't know why you'd be jealous of somebody who gets like stuff I get sent, but fine. I totally appreciate it. I am lucky. I've got £260 pair of shoes there that I've just ruined. So, but is that everything? No, not really. Would I rather be, doing something else and things like that? I don't know. Would I rather be not working 70 hours a week? Yeah, of course I would. But I've got to feed my family. I've got to keep the roof over my head. So you've got to do what you got to do, ain't you? So, again, YouTube doesn't pay my bills. I can't afford to go YouTube full time. It doesn't pay. that, we don't get paid to make the shoe reviews. We get sent the stuff for free. That's it. Yeah, we don't get paid to, do that. I'm not a full-time content creator. That's not my, I have to work full time. So this is where it's nonsense. You see, you see other people having a go at you. They know nothing. Even people like your peers having a go at you. They know nothing and stirring it up. It's just such a shame. But that's the world that we live in. That's it doesn't matter if it's running YouTube channels, fishing YouTube channels, or whatever. It's all the same. It is what it is. You just got to focus on what you're doing. And the great thing is, right, with what we do at 40 Runs, which is totally different. I think half the people don't get it. Is that what we've created with the club and the communities? We're genuinely connecting people, supporting people in this country, getting them out and improving their wellness by physical activities, whether that's volunteering at Park Run, being race directors, coming along to a club session, being part of the global run crew, whatever it is, creating that. You see that at races, you see that at events. And I get messages about people that how being part of the club and the community, how it's genuinely changed their lives. And that's the difference. So, I couldn't give two hoots about not being horrible about the YouTube, the club, and what the differences that is making on a daily basis to people's lives, to stopping them committing suicide because they have got support on a weekly basis at their run club. They know they can turn up and talk to somebody. That's what makes the difference. I couldn't give a shit about the rest of it. And that's the difference between me and the rest of your shoe reviewers and your YouTube channels and all that. I couldn't care less. The most important thing to me is getting people together like I was back in 2016, 17 when I was sitting there on my own, riddled with anxiety, having a panic attack, suffering with ADHD, and all the stuff that I've got. And I was sitting there on my own and I thought, this is just nonsense. And I started bringing people together. And now look at it, biggest club in the country. That's the most important thing. So all your naysayers, you can all jog on. You can all do one as far as I'm concerned. Because you can try and, say whatever you want. I couldn't really give a shit, to be honest. Have you tried the Morton bicarb system? No. Morton's overpriced. Okay. And I've tried it. I have tried Morton stuff. And it's like, I just find it's overpriced. Makes no difference to my life. Maybe wrong. Maybe being ignorant. But I've tried Morton stuff in the past. I just made no difference to me. Good to see you at York yesterday, 40. I was the marshal that gave you a shout out. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. No, I genuinely appreciate all the shout outs. Like I said earlier, it makes a huge difference to me, honestly. The love I got yesterday was just blowing my mind, really. Let's have a look online. Okay, yeah, good shout. Getting stuff sent over from the US. Yeah, intervals. Yeah, exactly. Right. Any Adidas Pro 4 review coming soon? We've got hopefully some stuff coming with Adidas soon. So hopefully not too long to wait. I'm not sure whether I can say or not say. So when I can, I will, and that sort of thing. I think a lot of it comes down to samples and stuff like that. But when I can tell you, I've got something on Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll be able to update you next week. DT, can you do all your marathon training in the same shoes? Yeah, sure, of course you can. Again, who's got like 200 quid to spend on a pair of shoes? If you can only afford to buy one pair of shoes and they're 30 quid from Decathlon, that's it. You're in. Do you know what I mean? You're locked in. They'll get you around. They'll do it. It's the training. If you can get out, run 3 times a week, 2 of them, and then like sort of longer miles that you can build up, maybe do a bit of work at home, like on YouTube, because it's free with a strength session, whatever. You're going to get around that marathon just fine. Not everyone can afford 3 pairs of shoes. Needs a coach for Manchester. Get in quickly. I'm being serious. I'm basically full. So, but I will have people come off the list. I don't know who yet because they've just completed stuff. So get in contact. Hello at 40runs.com if you want me to coach you. Obviously, we've had amazing success this year. Everyone's PBing all over the place. It's ridiculous. Back at you, kid. Alex. 40 for an everyday trainer, will either the Hyperion Max 2 or Ghost Max 2 in winter. I would be careful of the Ghost Max 2 on the outsole. I've got a black pair that I'm Paige, if you're listening to this, you'll like this answer, that I'm wearing to work. but the outsole on it is a bit sketchy. So I do have like a winter shoe as well. You watch the video tomorrow. But the Ghost Max 2 outsole is not, I would say it's not brilliant when it's a little bit slippery. It's okay. It's got better, by the way. Now they've got Christ knows how many miles on them, where I'm wearing them like every day. But they're a little bit sketchy. So just be careful on the outsole. The outsoles have improved massively for Brooks, but I would say they're still not up there with some of the other shoes that are out there. I hope that helps. But again, watch the shoe video I've got coming out. Two more questions. John, using my Speed Sky Plus for Media City in December. I've got a 5K with my daughter and wife mid-November and plan to run 12 miles for my weekly long run. What would you use? Mag Max or breaking the Meta Speed? I'd break in the Meta Speed if you got a race. But I probably would wear the Mag Max because I just love my Mag Max. I do. Dan 44 OPE. And Mick, we've set a new record. There we go. It's a marathon record. It's a marathon show tonight, people. I am back on Friday at 7 o'clock. I'm live with the rest of the team, although I don't know who's on. But we are going to be talking about, I don't know. So make sure you tune in for that because it sounds like a great show. But yeah, I'm back live on Friday. Make sure you tell everybody about this live stream on Monday. We're back here at 8 o'clock talking about running shoes, coaching questions, whatever you want to talk about. If you need some help with your running, I'm here. Obviously, again, I'm a qualified coach, so jump on and ask away. I'm happy to help. Join me again. Thanks again to everybody who said hello. Make sure you do subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 22 million subscribers, as you all know, hopefully. Make sure you leave us a positive review on the podcast. And I think that's probably about it, guys. So I shall see you all, on Friday. Where's the outro thing? Let me grab it. Yeah, I'll see you all on Friday on the show. But that's it from me, guys. I shall catch you all later.